Reglas del Barrio, rules of the neighborhood. My father had 6, I got 7, because I learned one the hard way. First rule, you never eat before the elders sit. Second rule, you never take what you did not commit. Third rule, a woman's name do not leave the room. Fourth rule, you carry the casket, you do not just watch the tomb. Fifth rule, when a homie fall, you catch him twice. Once for the fall and once for the price. Sixth rule, the block do not need a king and need a man who show up and do not say a thing. Those was my father's hand to hand, never written, never framed, just a way to stand. And I followed them all through the years and the fire, and they held me steady when the ground got dire. Reglas del Barrio, that is the frame of everything I am and everything I claim. But the seventh rule, that one I wrote alone, with a scar on my ribs and a broken phone. Reglas del Barrio, 7 and true, 6 from my father and 1 that I knew. Reglas del Barrio, carved in the chest, break 1 and the block will handle the rest. They ain't in a courthouse, they ain't in a book, they in the eyes of the viejo with the long slow look. So learn them young and carry them right. Reglas del Barrio, they will get you through the night. Seventh rule came on a Tuesday in the rain, when the man I called brother sold me for a chain. Not a big one, not gold, not worth a life, just enough to make him forget the years and the knife. We cared for each other and I did not see it come, because I trusted the years and I trusted the sum of everything we did. And I forgot the rule that my father did not teach me, because he was not a fool. He never trusted nobody all the way down. He kept a little back and he kept his feet on the ground. And I thought that was cold, I thought that was sad, till I bled in the alley for a friend I never had. So the seventh rule, and I say it slow, love them all the way but never let go of the part of you that watched, the part that keep. Reglas del Barrio, and now I can sleep. Reglas del Barrio, 7 and true, 6 from my father and 1 that I knew. Reglas del Barrio, carved in the chest, break 1 and the block will handle the rest. They ain't in a courthouse, they ain't in a book, they in the eyes of the viejo with the long slow look. So learn them young and carry them right. Reglas del Barrio, they will get you through the night. Siete reglas, siete verdades. 7 rules, 7 truths. Siete reglas para todas las edades. For every age, forever. Now I teach them to my nephew on the porch at night, and he asked me why the 7th one is so tight. Why I love people and hold back the same. And I tell him, mijo, that ain't a shame. That is a man who got hurt and got up, and decided that the hurting was not enough to make him cold, but enough to make him wise. And you can love a man and still watch his eyes. He do not get it yet, he is 15 and full of the kind of trust that make the whole world pull. But he will one Tuesday in the rain, and he will remember I told him, and he will not complain. He will just write his own 8th rule and pass it on, because Reglas del Barrio ain't never done. They grow with the blood, they grow with the years. Reglas del Barrio, and the 8th is the steer. Reglas del Barrio, 7 and true, 6 from my father and 1 that I knew. Reglas del Barrio, carved in the chest, break 1 and the block will handle the rest. They ain't in a courthouse, they ain't in a book, they in the eyes of the viejo with the long slow look. So learn them young and carry them right. Reglas del Barrio, they will get you through the night. 6 from him, 1 from me. Reglas del Barrio, and whoever comes next gonna add their own to the tree. Whittier de Noche, Whittier at night, the boulevard after the crowd go home, when it belonged to the ones who never left. Yeah, 11:30 and the shots pull the gate. Neon buzzing over a closed up plate of glass, where the mannequins stare at the street, and the last bus pass with nobody in the seat. I roll it slow with the headlights low, past the theater sign with the letters that glow. Half of them out and the other half tied, but the whole thing still standing like it never retired. Whittier de Noche, that is when I think, when the noise go down and the mind come to the brink of everything and carry through the daylight hours. Every worry, every bill, every wilted flower, and I let it out slow through the open glass into the warm night air as the palm trees pass and the boulevard take it like it always did. Whittier de Noche since I was a kid. Whittier de Noche, empty in mind, every street light humming down the long straight line. Whittier de Noche, roll it slow, all the ghosts of the boulevard riding low. In the day it belonged to everybody else, but at night it come back to the ones who felt every inch of it before the money came. Whittier de Noche, and they still know my name. My grandmother walked the street to the factory before the neon, before the shops before me. Said it was dirt on the edges and a couple of trees, and men on the corners with their hats to their knees. Then my father cruised it in a 62 with the white wall shining in the paint brand new. Said on a Saturday you could not move a foot, every car in the county in the same one book. And now it is mine in the middle of the night when the shops are dark and the traffic is light, and I feel all three of us on the same one road. Grandmother walking, father cruising, me driving slow. Whittier de Noche, 3 generations wide, every one of us with something to hide and something to carry and something to keep. In the boulevard hold it while the whole city sleep. Whittier de Noche, empty in mind, every street light humming down the long straight line. Whittier de Noche, roll it slow, all the ghosts of the boulevard riding low. In the day it belonged to everybody else, but at night it come back to the ones who felt every inch of it before the money came. Whittier de Noche, and they still know my name. Boulevard, boulevard, cuando todos duermen. Boulevard, boulevard, when everyone sleeps. Boulevard, boulevard, tú me conoces, you know me, you know what I keep. I passed a young one sitting on a curb tonight, head down low in the sodium light, and I slowed the car and I rolled the glass. Said you good, and he said just let me pass, and I said I ain't gonna stop you, I just wanna know. When he looked at me and he said I got nowhere to go, so I said get in, and I drove him slow down the boulevard with the radio low. Did not ask him nothing, did not give him a speech, just let the street do what it did for me. And by the end of the strip he was breathing calm, and I dropped him at his mother's with a hand on his arm. Said the street is yours too whenever you need, come out here at night and let it bleed. He nodded and he went inside. Whittier de Noche, and I finished the ride. Whittier de Noche, empty in mind. Whittier de Noche, Whittier de Noche, empty in mind, every street light humming down the long straight line. Whittier de Noche, roll it slow, all the ghosts of the boulevard riding low. In the day it belonged to everybody else, but at night it come back to the ones who felt every inch of it before the money came. Whittier de Noche, and they still know my name. One more block, one more light. Whittier de Noche, and I will be back tomorrow at the same time of night. Manos de Mi Padre, my father's hands, cracked and quiet, and they built everything I stand on. His hands was thick like the roots of a tree, knuckles like walnuts, palms like a sea of calluses stacked from 30 years of the trade. Every line in them was $1 he made. He would come home late with the grease and the cracks, and he would wash them at the sink, and he would never relax. Just scrub and scrub like the work was a stain, and then hold my face with the same rough hands. And I could smell the shop and the metal in the sun, and I knew right then what a man become when he give his hands to a family whole. Manos de Mi Padre, that is the soul of everything I learned about how to provide, not with the mouth, with the hands, with the pride of a job that break you and a job you keep. Manos de Mi Padre, and now I do not sleep. Manos de Mi Padre, rough rough and true. Every scar on them was a thing he did for you.
Manos de Mi Padre,
holding up the roof, never asked for thanks, never needed proof. Now I look at mine and I see the same lines starting to come in on the back of the design, and I do not mind, I hope they get thick. Manos de Mi Padre, that is what I pick. I married a man with his father's hands, cracked from the work, rough from the plans. And my mother said me how you could have chose a man with soft palms and a suit of clothes. But I saw those hands hold his mother's arm when she could not walk, and I saw the calm and the way he fixed the door and the fence and the sink, and never once complained and never once blinked. Those hands built the crib when our daughter came. Those hands wiped my tears when we lost the same. Those hands are not soft and they are not clean, but they are the safest thing I ever seen. So when they ask me why I stayed through the hard, I hold up his hand and I show them the scars. Manos de Mi Padre, he say, and I know they are the hands of a man who will never let go.
Manos de Mi Padre,
rough and true. Every scar on them was a thing he did for you.
Manos de Mi Padre,
holding up the roof, never asked for thanks, never needed proof. Now I look at mine and I see the same lines starting to come in on the back of the design, and I do not mind, I hope they get thick. Manos de Mi Padre, that is what I pick.
Manos que trabajan, manos que aman, hands that work, hands that love. Manos que trabajan, manos que sanan, hands that heal, sent from above.
He's in the hospital now with the tubes and the beep, and his hands are still on the sheet while he's sleeping. I hold one and it is lighter than before, like the work finally left and it ain't coming no more. And I turn it over and I trace every line, the one from the saw, the one from the wine bottle that broke on a Christmas Eve, the one from the fence he built when we could not leave the old house. And I say them out loud, every scar story, every story proud. And his eyes open slow and he look at me and he try to squeeze and I feel it barely, but it is there, the grip, the last of the strong.
Manos de Mi Padre,
holding on, and I say, I got it, Papa, I got it from here. And he closes his eyes and I wipe the tear.
Manos de Mi Padre,
rough and true. Every scar on them was a thing he did for you.
Manos de Mi Padre,
holding up the roof, never asked for thanks,
never needed proof.
Now I look in mine and I see the same lines starting to come in on the back of the design, and I do not mind, I hope they get thick.
Manos de Mi Padre,
that is what I pick. Descanso, yo, rest, oh man.
Manos de Mi Padre,
we will carry the rest with the hands you gave us. Noches sin testigos, a night with no witnesses, the kind of night that never happened, except it did, and I was there. There is a night I do not talk about at all, not to my woman, not to the priest, not to the wall. A night when the block went dark on purpose, and every porch light off and every curtain nervous. I was 20 and I was told to stand on the corner, just stand, just watch, just be a mourner. Before the funeral, before the fact, and I stood and I watched and I did not react. Noches and testigos, that is what they said. Nobody saw nothing, nobody heard the lead. And the next morning the street was clean, like the whole thing was a dream that nobody dreamed. But I know I was there, I still hear it. Every time a car backfire, I still fear it. And I carry it quiet like a stone in the shoe. No chasing testigos, but I saw the whole thing through. No chasing testigos, no one was there. Everybody blind, everybody unaware. No chasing testigos, ask me what I know, I will look you in the eye, and I will tell you no. But the night remember, and the night keeps score, and the night gonna knock on somebody's door. And when it do, I will already be gone. No chasing testigos, but the truth live on. The man they came for had a mother too. I seen her at the market a year after through the fruit stand, holding a melon, staring at nothing. And I wanted to walk over and tell her something, but what? That I stood there, that I watched him go, that I was 20 and scared and I did not say no. So I put the melon down and I walked away, and I never went back to that market to this day. Noche sin testigos, but she was a witness to the holy left, to the empty kitchen, to the chair that nobody sitting no more. And I carry a face like I carry the flow of that corner, that night, that dark. And I do not sleep well, and I do not walk the park where it happened, and I do not drive that street. Noche sin testigo, but I saw the whole thing complete. Noche sin testigo, no one was there. Everybody blind, everybody unaware. Noche sin testigo. Ask me what I know, I will look you in the eye, and I will tell you no. But the night remember, and the night keeps score, and the night gonna knock on somebody's door. And when it do, I will already be gone. Noche sin testigos, but the truth live on. Nadie vio nada, nadie oyó nada. Nobody saw anything, nobody heard a sound. Nadie vio nada, pero la noche sabe. But the night knows what went down. I told the priest once, not the details, just the way. Said, Father, I stood by while somebody met their fate. And he asked me if I could have stopped it, and I said, I do not know, I was young, I dropped it. And he said, then you carry two things now, the not knowing and the not doing, and that is how a man learned to never stand by again. And I have not once since then. When I see a young one on a corner at night, with the look I had, I stop and I fight for his attention, for his exit, for his out. Because Noche sin testigos is what I am about. Making sure there is never another one, making sure the next kid gets to run. So I say nothing about that night, that is true, but I do everything about it, and that is what I do. Noche sin testigos, no one was there. Everybody blind, everybody unaware. Noche sin testigos. Ask me what I know, I will look you in the eye, and I will tell you no. But the night remember, and the night keeps score, and the night gonna knock on somebody's door. And when it do, I will already be gone. Noche sin testigos, but the truth live on. No witnesses except me. Noche sin testigos, and I've been paying for it every night since.
Cadillac color Vino,
Wine-colored Cadillac. Bought it off a widow for $800, and it is worth more than my house to me. She was sitting in the driveway with a for sale sign, handwritten on cardboard, faded by the time. A 79 with the paint gone dull, and the widow on the porch with a story to pull. She said my husband drove her every Sunday for years, and I cannot look at her no more without the tears. So take her, mijo, take her, make her shine. And I gave her what I had, and she gave me the line of a whole man's life in a set of keys. Cadillac color Vino on her knees in the driveway, tired of waiting for her hand. And I put my hand on the hood like a promise to stand by the widow and the husband and the Sundays they had. And I said, Senora, I will make him glad. And I drove her home slow with the windows down. Cadillac color Vino, and I brought her back around. Cadillac color Vino, deep as a glass. Every mile on the odometer is a memory that passed. Cadillac color Vino, rolling like a hymn, a dead man's Sunday car, and I am keeping her for him. They say it is just metal, it's just metal. They say it is just paint, it's just paint. But a car that carries love ain't a car, it is a saint. So I polish her slow, and I roll her slower still. Cadillac color Vino, and I always will took me 2 summers and every extra dime. Stripped her to the frame and I took my time. Found a photograph under the passenger seat. The widow and her husband in the front, so sweet. 60-something, both of them young, with the same car behind them in the same sun. And I put that picture in the glove box clean, so they ride with me every time I lean. We painted her the same wine red she was, not because I had to, because it felt like a cause. Like changing the color would be lying to the man who drove her every Sunday with his wife by his hand. And when she was done, I drove to the widow street and I parked her in the driveway and I stood on my feet. And the old woman came out and she put her hand to her mouth. Cadillac color Vino, and she cried it out. Cadillac color Vino, deep as a glass. Every mile on the odometer is a memory that passed. Cadillac color Vino, rolling like a hymn, a dead man's Sunday car. And I am keeping her for him. They say it is just metal, it's just metal. They say it is just paint, it's just paint. But a car that carry love ain't a car, it is a saint. So I polish her slow and I roll her slower still. Cadillac color Vino, and I always will. Color de vino, color de sangre, color of wine, color of blood. Color de vino, color de amor, color of love, and it is all understood. Now every Sunday I take her out at 10, same time the husband used to drive her back then. And I swing by the widow's house and I honk one time, and she come out on the porch and she wave at the shine. And sometimes she get in and we roll a few blocks, and she tell me where they used to go and where they used to stop. The taco stand that closed, the church that moved, the hill where they parked, and the boulevard they cruised. Then I listen and I drive and I do not say much, because the car is the conversation and the wine is the touch of a man I never met, who I know like a brother through the seat and the wheel, and the love of his lover. And when she is gone too, I will keep it the same. Sunday at 10, honk once, say the name. Cadillac color Vino when the Sundays go on, long after everybody in the picture is gone. Cadillac color Vino, deep as a glass. Every mile on the odometer is a memory, there's a memory that passed. Cadillac color Vino, rolling like a hymn, a dead man's Sunday car. And I am keeping her for him. They say it is just metal, they say it is. They say it is just paint, it's just paint. But a car that carry love ain't a car, it is a saint. So I polish her slow and I roll her slower still. Cadillac color Vino, and I always will. Sunday at 10, honk once. Cadillac color Vino, and the widow waves from the porch like she always does. Cartas que nunca mande, letters I never sent, a shoebox full under the bed, every one of them addressed to you. The first one the night you drove away, sat on the curb with a pen and nothing to say except everything all at once, all wrong. So I folded it up and I put it in a song that I never played, in a box I never opened. Cartas que nunca Mande, 40 of them broken into years, one for every birthday you had, one for the day I heard you got married. Glad and sick at the same time, and I wrote that too. Wrote that I was happy and I wrote that I was blue, and I sealed it and I stamped it and I held it at the slot, and I did not let go. And I walked home high with the letter in my pocket like a stone in a shoe. Cartas que nunca Mande, all of them to you, because the sending would've made it real, and I was not ready to know how you feel. Cartas que nunca Mande, in the box by the bed, every word I could not say, every word I never said. Cartas que nunca mandé. 40D, stamped and sealed and mine to keep. Maybe one day I will put them in the mail. Maybe one day I will let the whole thing sail. But for now they sit there, quiet in the dark. Cartas que nunca mandé. With a broken heart. I have a box too. Did you know that love under my side of the bed, pushed way up above the shoes and the blankets where nobody looked? 42 letters and a photograph book of a boy on the curb with a pen in his hand, who I left because I did not understand that leaving him meant leaving me too. And every year on his birthday I wrote him one through. The marriage and the kids and the house on the hill, I wrote him, I told him I am thinking of you still. Not in a way that will break what I made, but in a way that keep the boy from the fate of all the years. And I never sent one, because the sending would've meant the undone. And I could not, I would not, I chose what I chose. Cartas que nunca mandé, but he still knows. Cartas que nunca mandé. In the box by the bed. Every word I could not say, every word I never say. Cartas que nunca mandé. 40D, stamped and sealed and mine to keep. Maybe one day I will put them in the mail. Maybe one day I will let the whole thing sail. But for now they sit there, quiet in the dark. Cartas que nunca mandé. With a broken heart. Palabras guardadas, palabras sin voz. Words kept, words without a voice. Palabras guardadas entre los dos. Between the two of us, that was the choice. We saw each other once at a funeral last spring. Across the room, both of us wearing the ring from somebody else, and we nodded and that was all. And I felt 40 letters hit the wall of my chest at once, and I had to step outside. And I stood by the cars and I almost cried. And she came out too, and she stood by the door. And we did not talk, we did not need to know more, because the letters that said it, even unsent, every word we wrote is exactly what we meant. And it lives somehow in the space between two boxes under two beds that nobody seen. So I nodded again and I got in the car. Cartas que nunca mandé. We know who we are, two people who loved and chose different lives, and kept the letters so the loving survived. Cartas que nunca mandé. In the box by the bed. Every word I could not say, every word I never said. Cartas que nunca mandé. 40D, stamped and sealed and mine to keep. Maybe one day I will put them in the mail. Maybe one day I will let the whole thing sail. But for now they sit there, quiet in the dark. Cartas que nunca mandé. With a broken heart. 42, 40. Cartas que nunca mandé. And maybe that is the truest thing we ever wrote. Precio de la calle, the price of the street. Everybody know the number, nobody read the fine print. The street will give you everything you ask. A name, a car, a crew, a mask, and it will give it fast. Faster than the school, faster than the job, faster than the rule. But it keep a ledger, and the ledger is long, and it start collecting before you know what is wrong. First it take your sleep, then it take your peace, then it take a friend, then it take the release. So walking down a block without checking the glass, then it take a year and it take it fast. Then it take your mother's face at the visiting hour. Precio de la calle, and it got the power to take it slow, one piece at a time, so you never feel the whole thing until you turn and find that you gave it everything and it gave you back. black. Her name on the wall and a photograph in black. Precio de la Calle, everybody pay. Some of them in years and some of them in a day. Precio de la Calle, and it never on sale. Every dollar that he give you is a bar on the jail. You can take the fast, you can take the loud, but the receipt is coming, it is coming with a crowd. So count the cost before you take the deal. Precio de la Calle, and the price is real. I paid it, I ain't gonna act like I did not. 6 years in the room with a bunk and a cot. And my daughter learned to walk while I learned to wait. And my woman learned to carry what I could not carry straight. And when I got out, the block was the same. Same corner, same faces, same game. And it looked at me like welcome back home. And I looked at it and I said, I am done, I am gone. Not from the block, from the price, from the deal, from the ledger and the fast, and the way that it feel to be a name that everybody know and nobody love. Precio de la Calle, and I paid enough. So I got a job that pay less than a week used to. When I come home every night and I do what I got to. And my daughter know my face and my woman know my hand, and that is worth more than the whole street, man. Precio de la Calle, everybody pay. Some of them in years and some of them in a day. Precio de la Calle, and it never on sale. Every dollar that it give you is a bar on the jail. You can take the fast, you can take the loud, but the receipt is coming, and it's coming with a crowd. So count the cost before you take the deal. Precio de la Calle, and the price is real. ¿Cuánto vale tu vida? ¿Cuánto vale tu nombre? How much is your life worth? How much is your name? ¿Cuánto vale tu vida? Dime, hombre. Tell me, man, before you play the game. A young one came to me last week with the hungry look, the look of a kid who took the first small deal and felt the first small rush. And he asked me how to get in, and I told him, hush, sit down, and I showed him the picture on the wall of every homie from the block who took the fall. 12 faces, 12 names, 12 mothers who cried. And I said, that is the price, that is what they bought. And he said, but you made it, you got out, you clean. And I said, yeah, 40 with 6 years in between. And a daughter who still flinch when I raise my voice. And a body that ache from a young man's choice that ain't making, that is surviving the bill. Precio de la Calle, and I ain't paying it still. And he sat there quiet and he looked at the wall. And I hope he heard me, I hope he heard it all. Precio de la Calle, everybody pay. Some of them in years and some of them in a day. Precio de la Calle, and it never on sale. Every dollar that it give you is a bar on the jail. You can take the fast, you can take the loud, but the receipt is coming, it is coming with a crowd. So count the cost before you take the deal. Precio de la Calle, and the price is real. 12 faces, one wall. Precio de la Calle, and I still owe. And I would owe until they put me on it too. Domingos de Menudo, Menudo Sundays. The pop been going since 5 in the morning, and the whole family gonna show. Yeah, steam on the window and the smell in the hall. Onions and lime and the oregano call. Everybody wake up to the same one sound. My mother in the kitchen with the big pot found. Domingos de Menudo, that is the tradition. Do not matter what happened, do not matter the condition of the week or the wallet or the world outside. On Sunday there is menudo and the door is wide. Uncles come first with the newspaper folded, then the cousins with the kids and the stories retold, then the neighbors who ain't family but they are. Then whoever heard about it from afar. And my mother feed them all from the same big pot. Like the pot got no bottom and the bowl got no top. And I sit at the corner and I watch it go. Domingos de Menudo, and the whole house glow. Domingos de Menudo, pass the bowl around, everybody at the table, everybody found. Domingos de Menudo, lime in the bread, everything we could not say all week is said. And the passing of the salt and the pouring of the pot, and the laughing at the uncle who forgot what he forgot. So bring your appetite and bring your whole heart. Domingos de Menudo, that is where we start. My father sit at the head, but he do not say much. Just eat slow and not at the touch of a story or a joke that go around the room. And once in a while he look up and he boom, one line, one word, and the whole table dies. Laughing so hard that my mother wipe her eyes. That is his whole role and he play it perfect. perfect. The quiet man at the head who make it worth it. And my grandmother in the corner with the little bowl, eating slow, watching everything, keeping the whole family in her eyes like a picture she is taking. Because she know that one day the picture will be aching for a Sunday like this, so she hold it tight. Domingos de Menudo in the morning light. And I watch her watching and I learn how to keep a thing you cannot hold a thing too deep. Domingos de Menudo. Pass the bowl around, everybody at the table, everybody found. Domingos de Menudo. Lime in the bread, everything we could not say all week is said. And the passing of the salt and the pouring of the pot, and the laughing at the uncle who forgot what he forgot. So bring your appetite and bring your whole heart. Domingos de Menudo, that is where we start. Otra ronda, otra ronda. Ay, para todo. Another round. There is enough for all. Otra ronda. Así es como somos. That is how we are. That is the call. Now the pot is mine. My mother handed it down with the recipe she never wrote. Just show me around the kitchen at 5 with the light coming in. Said Miko, it ain't the recipe, it is who you let in. So I make it the same and I open the door. And the uncles come older and the cousins come more. And the neighbors who ain't family are still family. And my daughter sit at the corner and she watches, see. And she learned the same thing I learned from the chair, that a family is a pot and a table and a prayer. And the door to stay open no matter the week. Domingos de Menudo and the strong feed the weak. And my mother sit in the corner now with a little bowl, watching everything, keeping the whole. And I know she taking the picture and I know why. Domingos de Menudo, until we all say goodbye. Domingos de Menudo. Pass the bowl around, everybody at the table, everybody found. Domingos de Menudo. Lime in the bread, everything we could not say all week is said. In the passing of the salt and the pouring of the pot, and the laughing at the uncle who forgot what he forgot. So bring your appetite and bring your whole heart. Domingos de Menudo, that is where we start. One more bowl, one more Sunday. Domingos de Menudo. And the pot is already on for next week. Luz de la cocina, the kitchen light, the only one still on at 3 in the morning. And it is always on for me. No matter how late, no matter how far, no matter what I did or where I parked the car. When I turned the corner onto my street, there was one yellow window and I could breathe. Luz de la cocina, my mother's lamp, burning like a lighthouse in the cold and the damp. She would be at the table with a cup gone cold, pretending to read something, pretending to hold a magazine or a bill or a rosary bead. But she was waiting, I knew she was waiting for me. And she never said a word about the hour or the smell, just you hungry, me ho, and I would say well. And she would get up slow and she would warm a plate, and I would sit and eat, and it would be late, and neither one of us would say what we knew. Luz de la cocina, and it got me through. Luz de la cocina, yellow in the night, one small window and everything is right. Luz de la cocina, she left it on every single night until the fear was gone. I could be lost, I could be low, I could be far, but I always knew exactly where the light was. So I turned the corner and I saw it glow. Luz de la cocina, and she never let it go. One night I did not come home at all, sat in the cell with my back to the wall, and I thought about the window and I thought about the light, and I knew it was burning all through the night. And that broke me worse than the bars or the cold, the picture of her sitting there getting old, 1 hour at a time with the cup gone cold, waiting for a boy who was somewhere getting told what he was and what he was not. And when I got out she was still in the same spot, same table, same cup, same lamp on low. And she did not cry and she did not say no, she just got up slow and she warmed the plate. And I sat down and I ate and it was late, and I said, "Ma, I'm sorry." And she said, Luz de la cocina, and the sorry was complete. Luz de la cocina, yellow in the night, one small window and everything is right. Luz de la cocina, she left left it on every single night until the fear was gone. I could be lost, I could be low, I could be far, but I always knew exactly where the light was. So I turned the corner and I saw it glow. Luz de la cocina, she never let it go.
Una luz, una mesa, una madre esperando.
One light, one table,
one mother waiting. Una luz, una mesa,
y un hijo llegando,
and one son arriving,
and the fear abating. Now the house is mine and she is in the back room, sleeping early, sleeping through the gloom. And I am the one at the table at 3 with the cup gone cold, waiting on my son to be home. And I understand it now, all of it. Every hour she sat there, every bit of the fear and the hope and the love and the lamp. And I leave it on through the damp. And when he turned the corner and he see the light, I hope he feel what I felt every night, that somebody is waiting who will not say a word, who will just warm a plate and let him be heard by the silence, by the table, by the yellow glow. Luz de la cocina, and he will know that he was never lost as long as it was on. And I will keep it burning until the fear is gone. Luz de la cocina, yellow in the night, one small window and everything is right. Luz de la cocina, she left it on every single night until the fear was gone. I could be lost, I could be low, I could be far, but I always knew exactly where the light was. So I turned the corner and I saw it glow. Luz de la cocina, she never let it go.
one window,
One rim,
one window. Luz de la cocina,
and it will be on tonight and tomorrow and after that. Frio en los huesos, cold in the bones, not the weather. The kind you carry from a place you never left. Yeah. 80 degrees and I still feel the chill, sitting in the sun on the top of the hill. And my woman say, baby, why you shaking? And I say, I am fine and I know I am faking. Frio en los huesos, they come from the years of sleeping with one eye and swallowing the fears of a knock at the door, or a car going slow, or a face in the crowd that you used to know. And the body keep it deep in the marrow, long after the street get wide and the walk get narrow. Long after the shop and the house and the ring, the cold is still in there under everything. And it do not go with a blanket, do not go with the sun. It only go a little when the day is done. And I hold my daughter and I feel her warm. Frio en los huesos, and she is the storm. Frio en los huesos, cold to the core. Summer on the outside, winter at the door. Winter at the door. Frio en los huesos, cannot shake it loose. 20 years of watching left a permanent bruise. They see me smile, they see me calm. They do not see the ice under the palm. So I keep it hidden, I keep it low. Frio en los huesos, nobody know. My homie had it worse, he could not sleep at all. He used to sit up all night with his back to the wall, and we would talk on the phone at 3 in the morning. 2 grown men, both of us mourning the one we never had, a rest we never got. A night without the cold, a bed without the knot. And one morning he did not pick up, and I drove to his house and I knocked hard enough, and his woman opened the door with a look. And I knew before she shook her head. And I sat on his porch and I could not move. Frio in those Huesos, and it took him two. Not a bullet, not a car, not a bar, not a knife. Just the cold of the life that wore him down like water on a stone. And I went home and I held my own. Frio in los huesos, cold to the core. Summer on the outside, winter at the door. Winter at the door. Frio en los huesos, cannot shake it loose. 20 years of watching left a permanent bruise. They see me smile, they see me calm. They do not see the ice under the palm. So I keep it hidden, I keep it low. Frio en los huesos, and nobody know. Yeah, yeah. Yellow por sol por fuera, ice inside, sun outside, yellow por dentro y nadie se entera, and nobody finds out, nobody sees the tide. So I started talking out to a doctor, to the block, to the omen on the corner who been through the shock of the same years, the same cold, the same fear. And one of them said, "Mijo, we all got it here." And he tapped his chest, and the others nodded slow. And something in me loosened just a little, you know, because the cold get lighter when you find out it is shared. When you find out the whole block is standing there scared. And nobody said it because nobody would, but we all been freezing in the same neighborhood. So now we sit together Sunday on the wall, and we do not say much, but we say it all. And the cold will not leave, I know it will not, but it is easier to carry when it ain't just my life. Frio and los Huesos, we all got the same, and we warm each other just by saying the name. Frio and los Huesos, cold to the core. Summer on the outside, winter at the door, winter at the door. Frio and los Huesos, cannot shake it loose. 20 years of watching left a permanent bruise. They see me smile, they see me calm, they do not see the ice under the palm. So I keep it hidden, I keep it low. Frio and los Huesos, and nobody knows. Cold, share, Frio and los Huesos. A Sunday on the wall, get a little warm. Abuela Sabe, Grandma knows. She do not need a phone or a photograph, she already knows. Hey. Abuela Sabe. I walked in the kitchen with a straight face on, said, "Hey abuela, everything is calm." And she did not look up from the masa in her hands, just said, "Siéntate mijo." And I understand that there was no point, there was never a point in hiding a thing from a woman like that. She knew about the girl before I knew her name, knew about the money before the money came, knew about the trouble in the way I walked in. Abuela Sabe, that is where it began and it ends, because you cannot get past her. 82 years and she read you faster than any cop, any judge, any priest. Just the tilt of her head and the whole thing released. So I sat and she pulled and she waited. Abuela Sabe, and I finally stayed. Abuela Sabe, before you say a word, every secret in the family she already heard. Abuela Sabe, in the tilt of the head, everything you hid and everything you said. You can lie to the world and lie to the mirror, but you sit at her table and it all get clearer. So do not even try, just pull up the chair. Abuela Sabe, and she already there. She raised 11 kids in a house with 2 rooms, buried her husband and a son too soon, worked the fields and the factory and the church, and never once complained about the size of the search for a little bit of peace in her hard long life. Just kept her hands moving and her eyes on the knife and the masa in the pot and the babies in the door. And somewhere in there she learned to see more than what people show. She learned to see the under, the thing behind her eyes, the thing behind the thunder. And she never used it hard, she never used it cold, just used it to hold you when you was too proud to be told. Abuela Sabe, and she never say much, just mijo, come here, and the healing in the touch of her hand that carry more than I will ever hold. Abuela Sabe, she is worth more than gold. Abuela Sabe, before you say a word, every secret in the family she already heard. Abuela Sabe, in the tilt of the head, everything you hid and everything you said. You can lie to the world and lie to the mirror, but you sit at her table and it all get clearer. So do not even try, just pull up the chair. Abuela Sabe, and she already there. Ella sabe, ella ve, ella espera. She knows, she sees, she waits. Ella sabe, ella ve y nunca se desespera. And she never loses hope, whatever the fates. Now she is slower and she sit in the chair by the sun, and the kids run past her and the day get done. And sometimes she forget what she had for lunch, but she never forget the tilt and the hunch. My daughter came in last week with a look, and Abuela Sabe, and my daughter shook and sat down and told her the whole thing slow. A thing she would not tell me, a thing I did not know. And Abuela listened, nodded and held her hand and said something in Spanish that I did not understand. And my daughter cried and then she laughed and got up lighter, and I saw the craft of a woman who spent 80 years learning to see. Abuela Sabe. And now she see through me to the next one, and the next, and the next one still. And she will know them all until the day she is still. Abuela Sabe. Before you say a word, every secret in the family she already heard. Abuela Sabe. And the tilt of the head, everything you hid and everything you said. You can lie to the world and lie to the mirror, but you sit at her table and it all get clearer. So do not even try, just pull up the chair. Abuela Sabe. She already there. Siéntate, mijo. Sit down, son. Abuela Sabe. And there was never anything to hide from her anyway. Ruedas de Alambre,
Wild Wheels.
100 spokes on every corner, and every one of them I lace myself. Yeah. Saturday morning in the driveway with the sun, a bucket and a rag and a job never done. 100 spoke Dayton's on a 64, and every spoke get polished like the last one before. Ruedas de Alambre, that is the crown of a car that is low, and a man who is down to spend 4 hours on a set of wheels that nobody see but everybody feels when it roll by slow, and the sun catch the chrome and the whole street shine like a page of a poem. My neighbors say, homie, you crazy for that. 4 hours on a wheel, you could be laid back, and I say, this is laid back, this is the peace. A rag and a spoke and the mind don't release. No phone, no worry, no bill, no fear. Ruedas de Alambre and the whole thing clear. Ruedas de Alambre, spinning slow. Every spoke a little piece of everything I know. Ruedas de Alambre, catch the light. 4 hours Saturday to make it right. They say it is vanity, they say it is show, but it is the only meditation that I know. So pass me the rag and let me get to it. Ruedas de Alambre, and I will see it through. My uncle taught me on a set of Kragers back when I was small enough to fit under the car. Said, mijo, the wheel is where the road meet the ride. It is the handshake between the pavement and the bride. So you treat it right, you treat it with respect, because it carry everything. It carry the whole set of who you are down the street for the world to see. Ruedas de Alambre, that is what he taught me, and he was right like the old ones always are. The wheel is the promise between the man and the car, and I laced these myself, every spoke by hand. Sat in the garage till 2 with the light in the stand, and my woman came out and she brought me a plate, and she watched me for a while and she said it is late, and I said almost done, and she said you said that at 9. I'm Ruedas de Alambre, and she left me to wine. Ruedas de Alambre, spinning slow. Every spoke a little piece of everything I know. Ruedas de Alambre, catch the light. 4 hours Saturday to make it right. They say it is vanity, they say it is show, but it is the only meditation that I know. So pass me the rag and let me get to it. Ruedas de Alambre, and I will see it through. Ruedas de Alambre, spin, wild wheel. Con toda mi hambre, with all my hunger, with everything I feel. Now my boy's sitting next to me with his own small rag, and he do one spoke and then he start to lag, and I say, mijo, it ain't a race, it is a Saturday. And he say, dad, this take all day. And I laugh because I said the same to my uncle, and my uncle laughed too, and the whole thing come full circle like the wheel, like the spoke, like the sun. Ruedas de Alambre, from father to son. And one day he gonna have his own driveway and his own bucket and his own long Saturday, and he gonna remember the rag and the light and the wine and the plate and the 2 in the night, and he gonna teach it slow to whoever come next. Ruedas de Alambre, that is the text of a family that shine one spoke at a time, and it ain't about the wheel, it is about the climb. Ruedas de Alambre. slow. Every stroke a little piece of everything I know. Ruedas de Alambre, catch the light. 4 hours Saturday to make it right. They say it is vanity, they say it is show, but it is the only meditation that I know. So pass me the rag and let me get to it. Ruedas de Alambre, and I will see it through. One more stroke, one more Saturday. Ruedas de Alambre, and the sun is going down and they finally shine. Deuda con el pasado, a debt to the past. I ain't talking money, I'm talking about the people I owe. There is a list in my head and it never gets shorter. Names I owe from a life across the border, of who I was and who I am now. And every one of them I still ain't paid somehow. The teacher who stayed after class for a kid who was failing on purpose because of what he did. The neighbor who lied to the cops for me when I was 17 and I could not see. The homie who took the charge that was mine and did the 18 months and never dropped a dime. My mother, obviously that one is a hole that I could pour my whole life in and never fill it whole. Deuda con el pasado, that is what I carry. Not a chain, not a gun, not a grudge, not a Mary. Just a ledger of the people who lifted me up when I did not deserve it, when I was not enough. Deuda con el pasado, and the interest grow. Every year I get better, every year I deuda con el pasado, and I pay it slow. One kid at a time, one hand, one road. I cannot pay them back, most of them are gone. So I pay it forward and I pay it long to whoever is standing where I used to stand. Deuda con el pasado with my open hand. The homie who took the charge, I found him last year, drinking alone in the bar with a look of fear. And I sat down next to him and I bought the round, and he looked at me slow like he could not sound out who I was. Then it hit and he almost cried. Said, I thought you forgot, I thought you died. And I said, I did not forget, I just could not face that I owed you 18 months and I never took your place. And he shook his head, said that was the deal. You was the one with the chance, I was the one with the steal. And I said, that ain't a deal, that is a debt, and I am here to pay it, whatever you let. So we got a job at the shop and a room and a plan, and he sober now and he's standing like a man. And it ain't even close to what he gave. Deuda con el pasado, but I'm tryna build up con el pasado, and the interest grow. Every year I get better, every year I build up con el pasado, and I pay it slow. One kid at a time, one hand, one road. I cannot pay them back, most of them are gone. So I pay it forward and I pay it long to whoever is standing where I used to stand. Deuda con el pasado with my open devil, devil. Y siempre voy a deber, I owe, and I will always owe. Devil, devil, y no lo voy a esconder, and I will not hide it, everyone will know. The teacher passed away, I saw it in the paper, and I went to the service and I stood by the vapor of the candles in the back with the other ones who she pulled out of the fire. All her sons and daughters who was failing on purpose too. And there was 40 of us, and none of us knew that there was 40. We each thought we was the one, and we stood there and we cried when the service was done. And we shook hands and we said, what did she say to you? And it was the same thing, all 40, all true. You were more than this, you were more than this room. And I could not pay her, she was in the tomb. So I went to a school and I asked for a class, and I sit with the ones who was failing on purpose fast. And I say what she said, and I hope it lands. Deuda con el pasado with an open hand. Deuda con el pasado, and the interest grow. Every year I get better, every year I deuda con el pasado, and I pay it slow. One kid at a time, one hand, one road. I cannot pay them back, most of them are gone. So I pay it forward and I pay it long to whoever is standing where I used to stand. Deuda con el pasado with my open hand. The list never gets shorter, and I do not want it to. Deuda con el pasado, because the day I stop owing is the day I stop being true. Mi compa, partner, my road dog. 30 years, and I never once had to ask, because he was already there. We met in the 3rd grade over a stolen ball. He took it, I took it back, and we fought in the hall. And the teacher made us sit in the same 2 chairs for a week. And by Friday, we was brothers, I swear. Mi compa. From the ball to the bikes to the cars, from the first fight to the first night in the bars, from the first funeral to the first kid born. Every single one of them we stood there warned, and he never once said I got you out loud. He just did it in the quiet in the crowd. When my father passed, he was at the house before me. When my daughter came, he was the second one to hold her. See me compa. That is not a word you throw, it is a word you earn 1 year at a time, slow. And we earned it, 30 of them, and I would give the rest, mi compa. And I ain't even said it, but he already guessed.
Mi compa ride or die, but mostly ride.
30 years of standing side by side.
Mi compa do not need a word.
Everything we ever meant, he already heard.
He know my face and he know my hand.
He know when to talk and when to just stand.
So raise the glass and let it be known,
Mi compa.
and I ain't never been
I am his wife, and I will tell you the truth. I was jealous at first of the man from his youth, because he would call and my husband would go. No questions, no hesitation, no. And I said, who is this man that you drop everything for? When he said, that is mi compa, and he closed the door. And I did not get it, not for a couple of years, till the night I lost a baby and I was drowning in tears. And my husband was working out of state that week, and I called his compa because I could not speak to my mother. And he came and he sat on the floor, and he did not say nothing, he just held the door with my grief open so I could walk through it. And he stayed till my husband came and he knew it. Mi compa, he said, that is what we do. And I understood finally, and I love him too.
Mi compa ride or die, but mostly ride.
30 years of standing side by side.
Mi compa do not need a word.
Everything we ever meant, he already heard.
He know my face and he know my hand.
He know when to talk and when to just stand.
So raise the glass and let it be known,
Mi compa.
and I ain't never been alone.
Hermano de sangre, hermano de calle, brother by blood, brother by street. Hermano de sangre y nadie lo calle, and nobody silences it, it is complete. He got sick last year, and I drove him every day to the place with the machines in the long hallway. And he would sit in the chair with the tube in his arm, and we would talk about the ball and the fight and the charm of a life that we built out of nothing but the two. And he said, compa, if I do not make it through. And I said, shut up, and he laughed and he said, listen, if I do not, you tell my kids what we was, do not miss it. Tell them that father had one man in the world who would have died for women. Tell him and the girl that that is what a man is, that is the whole thing. And I said, you gonna tell him yourself. And I held the ring of his hand, and he squeezed, and he did make it through. And he's sitting on my porch right now, that is true. And we do not talk about the chair or the tube or the fear. Mi compa, we just sit, and it is enough that he is here.
Mi compa ride or die, but mostly ride.
30 years of standing side by side.
Mi compa do not need a word.
Everything we ever meant, he already heard.
He know my face and he know my hand.
He know when to talk and when to just stand.
So raise the glass and let it be known,
Mi compa.
and I ain't never been alone.
Salud, compa. Cheers, brother. Mi compa, and 30 more. God willing, on the same porch. Concreto y Sol.
Concrete and sun.
That is all we had, and we made a whole life out of it.
Concreto y Sol.
Concreto Concreto y Sol.
Concrete and sun.
Concrete and sun, that is all we had. And we made a whole life out of it. No grass in the yard, just a slab and a chair. No trees on the block, just the heat in the air. No pool, no park, no lake, no shade. Just concreto we sold in the games we made. Out of a hose and a ball and a piece of chalk and a hydrant that the older ones knew how to unlock. And we ran through the spray like it was the sea. Concreto we sold and it was enough for me. Because the poverty was there but so was the noise of 40 kids on the block with the same few toys. And the mothers on the steps with the fans and the tea. And the fathers coming home with the dust to the knee. And it was hard, I know it was hard, I see it now. But it was also the whole world somehow. And I would not trade it for a yard with a tree. Concreto we saw, that is what made me. Concreto we saw, that is what we got. No shade on the block, but the block was high. With the life, with the noise, with the ball, with the spray. Concreto I saw every summer day. They call it poor and I guess it was, but we was rich and the only thing that does matter. The people, the noise, the sun. Concreto I saw, and we was never done. My cousin's dad put a basketball hoop on the pole and the whole block came out and it was the whole summer. Every night till the light went dim. And the older ones let the little ones win. Sometimes when the mothers yelled about the noise and then brought out lemonade for all the boys. And the girls jumped rope in the double Dutch line. And the songs they sang are still in my mind. And the heat came off the concrete and waves. And nobody had a pool but nobody was slaves to the heat. We just moved through it slow. Concreto I saw, that is how you know. A kid from the east, from the flats, from the block. He walked different, he talked different, he do not clock the heat. He was raised in it, it is in the skin. Concreto I saw, that is where we begin. Concreto we saw, that is what we got. No shade on the block, but the block was high. With the life, with the noise, with the ball, with the spray. Concreto I saw every summer day. They call it poor and I guess it was, but we was rich and the only thing that does matter. The people, the noise, the sun. Concreto I saw, and we was never done.
Cemento y cielo.
Cemento y cielo.
Cement and sky.
Cement and sky.
Cemento y cielo.
Y todo lo que hicimos and everything we made under it, you and I. Now I got a yard with a tree and a little bit of grass, and my kids play on it in the summers past. And it is good, it is what I wanted, it is what I work for. But some nights I sit on the step by the door, yeah. And I miss the concrete, I miss the heat, I miss the 40 kids and the hoop in the street. And I know I cannot go back and I would not if I could. But Concreto we saw made me what I should be. A man who do not need the shade, who can stand in the heat and not be afraid. Who can make a whole summer out of a hose and a ball. Concreto we saw, and I carry it all. So I take my kids back to the block sometimes, and I show them the pole and I show them the lines of the chalk that faded and the hydrant that stained. Concreto we saw, and they start to understand. Concreto we saw, that is what we got. No shade on the block, but the block was high. With the life, with the noise, with the ball, with the spray. Concreto I saw every summer day. They call it poor and I guess it was, but we was rich and the only thing that does matter. The people, the noise, the sun. Concreto I saw, and we was never done. Concreto we saw. 40 kids who turned out just fine after all. Concreto we sold. Nadie sale limpio. Nobody walks out clean. Not the ones who left, not the ones who stayed, not me. No, 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 no. Hey, 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 hey. They want a story where the good man wins, where he lead the block and he wash off the sins, and he moved to the hills and he never looked back. In the past they buried on the other side of the track. But that ain't the story, that is a movie, that is a lie. Nadie sea limpio. Not the man, not the guy. Ay, who did the least, not the one who did the most. Everybody carry a little bit of the ghost. I carry the corner, I carry the night. I carry the face of the kid in the light of the street lamp when I should've said no. I carry it clean, I carry it slow, and I built a good life on top of that dirt. A house and a family and a job and a shirt with a collar, and I wear it proud. Nadie se limpio, but I say it out loud. Nadie se limpio, not a single one. Everybody carries something from the things they done. Nadie se limpio, so do not front. The hills got the same dirt as the block, just a different stunt. You can wash the hands, but the hands remember. Every July still got a little December. So carry it honest and carry it real. Nadie se limpio, and that is the deal. My cousin left at 19 and became a lawyer, suit in a briefcase and a big glass foyer. And he told me once he was over it, done. The block, the past, he had washed it and won. And I nodded, and I let him have it, because everybody need a story to grab it. But I saw his hand shake at the funeral last spring, when they played the oldies and the block did his thing. And he stood in the bag like he was not there, and he could not look at the casket, could not look at the chair where his mother sat crying for the block she raised him in. Nadie se limpio, not even him. And after in the parking lot he grabbed my arm and said, I still dream about it, and I said no harm. We all do primo, that is the whole call. Nadie se limpio, and nothing is lost. Nadie se limpio, not a single one. Everybody carries something from the things they done. Nadie se limpio, so do not front. The hills got the same dirt as the block, just a different stunt. You can wash the hands, but the hands remember. Every July still got a little December. So carry it honest and carry it real. Nadie se limpio, and that is the deal. Todos manchados, todos marcados, all of us stained, all of us marked. Todos manchados, pero no derrotados, but none of us beaten, none of us dark. So I stopped trying to be clean, and I started trying to be honest about the dirt and the years and the things I promised and did not do, and the things I did and should not. And then I say it to my kids, not the details but the knot. That your father was not always the man in the chair. He was a boy on the corner with the fear in the air. And he did some things and he saw some things, and he carried them still in the way he sings. Along to the oldies in the way he stopped when the car goes slow, in the way he watched the block. And they do not need to be scared of it. They need to know that nadie se limpio, and that is how you grow into a man who can hold the dirt and the light in the same two hands and still sleep at night. Not because it is gone, because it is on. Nadie se limpio, and I am finally home. Nadie se limpio, not a single one. Everybody carries something from the things they done. Nadie se limpio, so do not front. The hills got the same dirt as the block, just a different stunt. You can wash the hands, but the hands remember. Every July still got a little December. So carry it honest and carry it real. Nadie se limpio, and that is the deal. Not clean, but honest. Nadie se limpio, and that is the closest thing to clean a man like me can get. Palmeras Cansadas, tired palm trees. They've been standing on this boulevard longer than any of us, and they seen it all. The palms on the avenue lean a little now, like old men on a corner who forgot how to stand up straight but refuse to sit down. Palmeras Cansadas watching over the town. They was here before the shops and the neon and the cars, before my grandmother walked here with her scars, before the freeway cut the block in two, before the money came and the money went through. And they never moved, they just got taller and thin, and the fronts turned brown and the trunks wore in, and the birds still nest and the wind still blow. Palmeras Cansadas, and they still do not go. I look at them some nights from the driver's seat, and I think that is us, that is the whole street. Tired and leaning and rooted in here. Palmeras Palmeras Cansadas, year after year. Palmeras Cansadas against the sky. Everything below them came and went by. Palmeras Cansadas, they do not fall. They just lean a little when they watch it all. The old ones, the young ones, the ones who moved, the ones who stayed, and the ones who proved that a thing can be tied and still be tall. Palmeras Cansadas, standing over us all. My father used to point at them when I was small. Say, mijo, you see how they bend, but do not fall. That is what you got to be. That is the trick. Bend when the wind come. Do not be a stick. A stick break a palm bend, and the palm survive. And he was right and he is gone, and I am alive. And every time the wind come and it come alive, I think about the palms, and I take what I got, and I bend, I let it push, and I do not break, and I do not rush to stand up straight before the wind is done. Palmeras Cansadas, that is how I run. And my son asked me why I ain't mad when the layoffs come and the news is bad. And I point at the trees and I say, look at them. Palmeras Cansadas, and he understands. Palmeras Cansadas against the sky. Everything below them came and went by. Palmeras Cansadas, they do not fall. They just lean a little when they watch it all. The old ones, the young ones, the ones who moved, the ones who stayed, and the ones who proved that a thing can be tied and still be tall. Palmeras Cansadas, standing over us all. Inclinadas pero de pie,
Inclinadas pero de pie,
leaning but standing,
leaning but standing.
Inclinadas pero de pie,
Hasta que se acabe.
until it ends, and it is not ending. Yeah, they cut one down last year on the corner by the bank. Said it was sick, said the roots was rank, and the whole block came out, and we stood in the street and watched us all go through it. And we felt the beat of something old, even that could not come back. And my mother cried, and she is not the type to crack. Said that tree was here when I was a girl, and now it is a stump, and it is a different world. And I held her and I looked at the one still up, leaning and tied and holding the cup of the sky over the boulevard. One more day, Palmeras Cansadas, and they do not go away. Not all at once, not yet, not now, when neither do we. We just lean somehow when we watch the young ones plant new ones in the ground. Palmeras Cansadas, and the roots go. Palmeras Cansadas
Against the sky,
everything below them came and went by. Palmeras Cansadas,
they do not fall.
they just lean a little when they watch it all. The old ones, the young ones, the ones who moved, the ones who stayed, and the ones who proved that a thing can be tired and still be tall. Palmeras Cansadas,
Standing over us all.
bend,
Do not break.
Palmeras Cansadas,
And they will still be leaning over the boulevard when I am gone.
Todavia Aqui, still here, 18 songs later, and I am still standing on the same corner. Hey, hey. Yeah, hey, hey. I told you about the rules, and I told you about the night. Told you about the hands in the kitchen light. Told you about the price and the code and the bone. Told you about the compa and the palm trees alone, and every one of them was true, every line, every word. And if you made it this far, then you already heard what I was trying to say the whole way through. That a man from the east can be broken and true at the same time, in the same breath, in the same song. And he do not have to choose, he just carry it along. And he wake up tomorrow and he do it again. Todavia Aqui, that is the amen. Not a victory, not a crown, not a win. Just a man who is here with the dirt on his skin, and the love in his hands, and the fear in his chest. Todavia Aqui, and I am doing my best. Todavia Aqui, still on the block. Everything they threw at me, and I did not drop. Todavia Aqui, still on my feet. Every ghost I carry walking with me. I ain't the best, but I am the one who stayed when the others left. So write it on the wall, write it in the sky, Todavia Aqui, until the day I die. My daughter asked me what the album was for, why I sat in the garage every night by the door with the pen and the paper and the oldies low. And I said, mija, it is for you and for the ones who go after you, so they know what it was before the buildings changed and the boulevard was something else. So they got a record of a man in the block and everything he reckoned with. And she said that is heavy, and I said yeah, but it is also steady, because the heavy is the thing that keep you down on the ground, on the block, in the town where you belong, where you was made. Todavia Aqui, and I ain't afraid of the weight no more. I made friends with it. Todavia Aqui, and I ain't gonna quit. Todavia Aqui, still on the block. Everything they threw at me, and I did not drop. Todavia Aqui, still on my feet. Every ghost I carry walking with me down the street. I ain't the strongest and I ain't the best, but I am the one who stayed when the others left. So write it on the wall, write it in the sky, Todavia Aqui, until the day I die. Aquí sigo, y aquí voy a seguir. Here I remain, and here I will keep on. Aquí sigo, hasta el último lo latí. Until the last heartbeat, until the last song. So this is the last one, and I am gonna say it plain. Thank you to the block for the sun and the rain. Thank you to my mother for the light in the door. Thank you to my father for the hands in the floor. Thank you to my compa for the 30 in the chair. Thank you to my woman for the staying in the care. Thank you to the ghost for the weight and the lesson. Thank you to the young ones for the questions and the pressing. And thank you to whoever is listening to this, in the car, in the room, in the moment they miss something they cannot name. And maybe this is it, a man from the east side who refused to quit. And if you got a block, and if you got a ghost, and if you got a weight that you carry the most, then you know what I mean and you know why I stay. Todavia Aqui, and I will see you on the boulevard someday. Todavia Aqui, still on the block. Everything they threw at me, and I did not drop. Todavia Aqui, still on my feet. Every ghost I carry walking with me down the street. I ain't the strongest and I ain't the best, but I am the one who stayed when the others left. So write it on the wall, write it in the sky, Todavia Aqui, till the day I die. Still here, still standing, Todavia Aqui. And the record stop, but the man do not yet, not ever.